All right, I should be live again. If you can let me know if you can hear me. Sound check 1 2. Sound check 1 2. So I tried to go live a minute ago and didn't have any sound. So if oh, you can hear me. Great. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. So this is just a by the way, if you don't know, I'm Matt, and this is a video just to celebrate 100 subscribers, which is just crazy to me. It's just something I wanted to do, start this channel, and yeah, so it's been kind of neat to meet a lot of cool people and make some content. And got one viewer. That's awesome. It's so cool. Um, thank you, Chris. It's really cool to be able to do this. And can you guys hear me okay? Does it sound pretty good? Hi, Kenny. Welcome. So I got a lineup of peppers in front of me. I tried to get one pepper from each plant that I grew. Well, not each plant, but each variety that I grew this year in the garden. And I think I'm counting like 14 in front of me. I wasn't able to get pods from every variety just because we've had some very close to frost here in Wisconsin. And so some of the pods just started rotting, or I just didn't get them in time. And then there's some that are still ripening. So very green. Some of the pods I'm going to eat here are green still. In fact, the very first one I have isn't quite all the way ripe. This is a Lesia pepper. And I'm not going to be eating the whole pepper because that would fill me up right there. But and even some of these super hots, I'm just not going to eat the whole pepper. I'm doing a tasting, so I would be lit up. So Ukraine pepper, okay, I've not heard it called that before. This came as the Lesia pepper is what I bought the seeds as. So it's a sweet pepper, and again, I'm not going to eat the whole thing, but we'll take a. Nice. I didn't know that. That's awesome, Chris. Such a good pepper. I'm sure there's probably some other peppers. Here, I'll cut it all the way open. Some other great bell pepper varieties that are nice and sweet. But this one is really good. Wow, look at that inside there. Again, it's not all the way ripe. That's so cool. The inside of that pepper is just neat. Like webbing in there. I could munch on this one for the whole time, but we got to get on to some other stuff. So, So I probably have 4 or 5 plants of those. The thing I'm finding with them, they take forever to ripen, and we're up against some frost coming up. Seeds for life just from this one. Look at all those seeds. By the way, if you want any seeds, let me know. I can send anybody that wants some. I have an email that I set up, and it's on the description of my channel. You can check out my email and just shoot me your address if you want any seeds of any of these peppers I show you. So, still munching on that one. Here's a pepperoncini pepper that I grew. This one I actually pulled off the plant, and it was kind of a brownish color. And while it was on the counter, it ripened to this nice deep red. So pepperoncini. I do not have a sharp knife here, so. These are great peppers for pickling. Thank you, Kenny. You've been an inspiration to me, brother. And great pepper. I've done a lot of reviews on these peppers already, so I'm not gonna talk and describe them too much. This is a cherry bomb that's a little underripe. I just went out this evening. I realized that I had a whole bowl of peppers labeled as pepper Gauntlet, and I realized I didn't have any of my cherry bombs in there. So I went out and grabbed this guy. A lot of seeds in that one, but probably because it's underripe, I don't know if those seeds will be very viable or not. So, but it's all that was on the plant, really. I did a big picking this weekend or last weekend, so I didn't have a whole lot of ripe pods out there, just some green ones still. So I'm doing a pepper gauntlet. I can see I have a couple more viewers here, and just doing a tasting of the peppers I grew this season, and I've got about 11 more in front of me that I'm going to chomp on. I'm not going to eat the whole pepper of each one. It'll take forever. And I'm going to get into some super hots here in a minute that are just going to light me up for sure, especially this late at night. This is a jalapeno that I grew. It's a smaller one. I had a variety called the jumbo jalapeno. And then I also had one called the Zapotec jalapeno, which was supposed to be a hotter jalapeno variety. But I think this is a jumbo jalapeno. It's just a smaller one that wasn't fully mature. It got a weird, it's hard to tell but the tip of it got all scrunchy. So I don't know if it just had issues, but. Question: what do you do in the winter as far as hobbies? Do you try to keep your tolerance up, and how? Great question, Chris. Yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments there. This is my first time going live, and I didn't even know how it was going to look and be set up. So I'm trying to figure all this out on the fly. So winter hobbies. Well, honestly, winter is my favorite season. I love winter, and probably my favorite thing to do right now is ice skating. We live near a bunch of water, and that freezes. Well, usually freezes in the winter. The last couple winters have been pretty warm. But we've really enjoyed ice skating and getting the kids ice skates, getting them out there on the water, finding some shallower water, which is always a little more peace of mind. We also love to ski. And last season we took the kids out, trying to teach them too. And then growing plants inside, reading, all that fun stuff. A couple of my favorite hobbies. This is a Serrano, and then I'll get to some more questions here. I love Serranos. There's something about them. They're juicy. And just really good flavor. So I just made a hot sauce. In fact, I brought some hot sauces with me. This is a Serrano honey garlic sauce I made last night. I used a bunch of Serranos that I picked, and it's delicious. I had that on some sandwiches today. So I love the Serrano pepper. What do I do in the winter to keep my tolerance up? Mainly, if I'm trying to keep my tolerance up, I don't always do that, but I use pepper powder and just put that on different stuff. Oddly enough, I like to put it on popcorn and spice up the popcorn. But my issue is, in the winter, my tolerance is usually very low because I'm not eating fresh pods. And this one's got some dark seeds in it, but it's not mold or anything. This is the Sugar Rush Peach. So I like to use that to keep my tolerance up. And then hot sauce. Those are my go-tos. Hot sauce and pepper powder. So I had so much pepper powder last year, though. I'm not even planning to make any this year. I just got to make sure and keep it nice and dry. Sugar Rush Peach. So good. Just a burst of yumminess. So yeah, that's how I usually keep my tolerance up. How long have I been eating super hots? This is my 3rd year growing super hots. I think my 3rd year. So yeah, I've been eating super hots for about 3 years. Ghost pepper was like my first pepper that I grew, and was like, man, that's hot, you know. It's about 3 years. This is a red habanero Savina pepper. As I'm going through these peppers, the heat's building. Again, I'm doing a pepper gauntlet, or my garden gauntlet, going through all the hot peppers I grew and sweet peppers I grew this year. And so I'm not eating the whole pepper because I've got so many here, and my stomach would be completely wrecked before I go to bed. So, but take a few bites of each. Oh, glad you like that sauce, Kenny. I know I'm behind in the chat. Sorry about that. Was that the raspberry one I sent you? That was a good one. I tried it the other night, and it was like, because I've made these other sauces and I've been eating them, and then I tried that raspberry one, which was like the first sauce I made this season. And I was like, holy cow, that thing hit with the raspberry flavor. This is very strong. But glad you like it. Have I tried tincture? Yes. I bought some like 2 years ago from a guy on Facebook. And let's see, he did a blueberry tincture, a strawberries and scream, he called it. My knife is so dull. I can't cut this habanero. Lose my man card. Strawberries and scream. And then there was a blue, or a what did I say? Blueberry. And then the other one was a tangerine flavor. That thing is amazing. So he had 3 different levels. The tangerine was the lowest, then the strawberries and scream, and then the blueberry was the hottest. It was amazing. And I still have some from those bottles. I didn't care for them too much, but yeah, they'll keep your tolerance up for sure. Habanero pepper. This is a little guy. Some of the pods right now are getting, ooh, that was bitter. Like I said, some of the pods, because of the cooler temperatures, are getting a little mushy and stuff on the plants. Trying to get to them all. Excuse me. HSPE trying to hurt you. HSPE. What is that? Sorry. HSPE. Trying to figure out what that is. Chris, sorry. This is a tiger, or Naga Tiger, Double D by Drax. What's his name? Diego? Is the one that came up with this pepper. Beautiful pod. Grew this one for the first time this year. I got a stack of peppers over here that I'm taking some bites out of. Oh, heat seeker pepper eater. Yeah, duh. Oh yeah, if you have some, Kenny, you want to send, that's fine. Naga Tiger. Love this pepper. It's my favorite grow this year. Just the color. This one's, love that black turning to red. A couple of those ripened all the way to red, and I didn't know what to expect, but maybe I should let them all. But some of them were sitting there forever and never turned fully red, so I think that's just how they have that blushing on them. So this one's picking up in the heat department. So far, I would say the Sugar Rush is my favorite out of these, and then the Serrano as far as flavor goes. Those two, I just think they're the most flavorful. Here's what I have left. These are super hots. We got Scorpion, Warthogs, Primotalli, and Chocolate Primotalli. That's where the fun begins. This is all for, again, 100 subscribers, and thank you. I know there's maybe you'll watch this later on after the live, and just want to say thank you for making this channel what it is so far. So, this is the Mustard Moruga Scorpion. First time growing this. I always had yellow scorpions in my garden for the last 3 years, except this year, or I guess 2 years before this. And that was like my favorite pod, was the yellow scorpion pepper. This one's good. I think I prefer the yellow. I wish I had side by side that I could compare. So, all right. Mustard Moruga. I do like those mustard flavored pods. Floral. Yeah, definitely an interesting flavor. Last night I started a ferment with just mustard Morugas because I had a whole, that plant is putting on the pods. Holy cow. I mean, seriously. And so I picked a whole, I think it was like this size bowl or bigger. So I started a quart jar of ferment just with those Morugas. And yeah, I'll make a hot sauce here in about a month or two, or maybe longer. Yeah, they do. Ooh, starting to feel it in the stomach. Warthog. I should save this for last. But I've got 2 Warthogs, the red and the yellow variety, and then a Primotalli, and then the chocolate Primotalli left. So, Matthew Arthur, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but thank you for those seeds. You're awesome. I had to label this one because I got a phenotype that looks a lot like, oh, nasty. Maybe this is a blessing. I'll show you the gunk. It happens. Oh, it smells good though. Yeah, that's mold. Stink. Well, we'll skip that one. And then I got the yellow warthog. That actually stinks because I remember last time I tried one of those, it tasted amazing. Here we go. There's the yellow warthog. This and the red warthog. It's the probably 4 times that I've had them this season. They just go straight to my stomach. So, all right. Again, I'm not eating the whole pepper. This one's got a little spot on it actually on the tip. The inside looks great. I'm gonna cut this off. Ooh, starting to feel it. Here we go. Yeah, don't eat mold. My wife's just laughing at me over here. Oh man. Matthew Arthur makes some hot pods. Heat level is probably at a 4. Excuse me. In my mouth, but it's quickly, I'm starting to feel it in my stomach. If I would have eaten every one of those pods though, I'd be hurting. All right, we got the primotalli left. I picked this one just because it had the coolest stinger on it. I started another ferment last night. This will be my last one here, but I did a ferment. I was just wanting to do chocolate primotalli ferment, but I didn't have quite enough, so I had to throw in some red primotallis just to fill the jar up. But I saved this guy out because he looked so cool. Goodness, I need a sharper knife. This was kind of an impromptu live stream, so I wasn't as prepared as I would have liked to have been. There's the primotalli. Got to eat the whole chocolate primotalli. Oh, almost every time I eat a chocolate pod, I gotta throw up. So I love the taste of them, but man, they wreck me. In fact, I know this for sure. The chocolate primotalli I ate from Clayton Hollingsworth, I think was the only one I was able to keep down. And it was actually the 50 subscribers video that I did where I picked it up randomly without looking, and I had no idea I was going to eat it. And I'd already eaten like 2 or 3 pods at that point, two other pods. But I was able to keep his chocolate primotalli down, which was just wild to me. But that thing lit my mouth up. Holy cow. All right, here's the red primotalli. Bitter. Man, I wish I would have known that warthog was bad. Wash that bitterness out. If you guys have any other questions or let me know. All right, last up, we've gotten through, I think 13 or 14 peppers, and we saved the best for last. Chocolate primotalli. Chris says I ate the caramel bootla from Clayton the other day. Shot the video, called Clayton. Everything was fine. Then 2 minutes into our talk, I hung up and hurled violently for a long time. Oh no. It's the worst. So we had dinner, a late dinner tonight. And got a busy weekend coming up. But I wanted to do a live stream for 100 subscribers. First live stream. Oh, excuse me. So we ate, and then I was like, if I'm doing this, I gotta prep some more. So I ate a little bit more and tried to coat the stomach. I do not want to eat a whole one of this. Oh. Yeah. These things are, if you've never eaten super hot pepper, do not start. I would highly recommend you not start with a chocolate pod, at least for me. So I'm feeling that I'm probably up to a 6 now. That primotalli. Woo. All right. Chocolate primotalli. Part of me wants to eat this whole thing, but I know the aftermath, so I'm not gonna. But good stuff. 6 is solid. My my mouth tolerance is pretty high right now, but I ate that 7-pot chocolate my last video. They tore me up, and it was like 2 hours later. So a little nervous tonight. Hopefully I don't have a bad night, but it's worth it. So and it's building tolerance. So yeah, the chocolate primotalli, it just gets me shaken. It like impacts my nerves or whatever it is. I don't know. Your fight or flight response comes in, hits you pretty hard. Man, I'm tempted to eat more of this, but I know better. I don't know if I showed very well, but placenta, all the oils in there. I'm not gonna do it. Oh. Yeah, it is a pack pod, and I've got a bunch of those. I was just out tonight picking a couple peppers that I had forgotten, and I checked my chocolate primotalli plant. I've got 3 outside, and even after my picking this weekend, they're still putting on and ripening up. So I've got more coming. I'm sitting right around a 6 or 7 probably. But man, my stomach's starting to churn a little bit. So good stuff. Don't you love this? Sweet bell pepper. A little underripe, but tasty. Maybe I should eat some more of this one. So good. Juicy, juicy. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Any final questions or? Oh yeah, eat some homemade yogurt. I love making yogurt. It's my favorite. Can I mute here? Let me mute. I got a yogurt culture from a good friend, and we've been making our own yogurt with it. And it's the kind of a starter, yogurt starter, that you can redo, and it doesn't really lose its potency and stuff. So if you have an Instant Pot, there's a yogurt setting on it, and you can get milk, make your own yogurt. It's amazing. You don't have to have an Instant Pot, but it's easy if you have one. I'm a foodie. It's a little tidbit for you. I've always been a foodie, so love kitchen stuff, sourdough bread, making stuff in the kitchen, and just creating stuff. So yeah, if you have an Instant Pot, yogurt's easy. Hey, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And that you enjoy God's creation some way. It's been rainy here. It's going to be rainy for another day or two. There goes Tucker, my dog. There's actually a YouTuber garden channel, James Pergioni, I think is how you say it. And he had a Yorkie in his garden named Tucker. And well, I've watched a lot of James's videos. And when we got a puppy a couple days ago, or a couple years ago, named him Tucker. So he's a good dog. What's up, Adrian? Good to see you, man. Adrian, I just ate about 14 peppers, not whole peppers. I took bites out of them, but did a garden gauntlet. So all the peppers I grew from my garden, tried a bit of each. I'm hurting, but I'm down. My My mouth burns down to like a 3 maybe, and the stomach pain's just starting. So, but yes, have a great weekend, Heat Seeker. Thank you. Talk to you later. God bless. Yeah, I'm hurting. So I'll have to send you some hot sauce, Adrian. I made this hot sauce the other night. It's a taco style sauce. I tried to make it after El Yucateco, I think is how you say it. You can find it at a lot of Mexican restaurants and in the store. And so I tried to make a copycat version of that. And this used habaneros and then some seasonings and onions, garlic. Really good sauce. You could handle it, Adrian. This one you could not handle, probably. This is a chocolate primotalli hot sauce I made. I wrote the ingredients here: fermented chocolate primotalli, apple cider vinegar, garlic, and honey. So it's a ripper of a sauce, and it's good. My kids have actually tried a couple drops of it, so they're building their tolerance up. Here's a another ferment I started. This is a mixed batch of super hots that I'm going to make into a hot sauce. I didn't write what kinds, but I can see chocolate primotalli, habanero, warthog, the yellow variety, some mustard, marugas. Yeah, it's going to make a good sauce. I don't usually like to mix them, but I had a bunch laying around, so it was good. Definitely got to build that tolerance. What's up, Blake? Thanks for joining. I just ate about 14 peppers, from bell peppers all the way up to the yellow warthog and the chocolate primotalli. It was fun. So definitely. Yeah, and these ferments for the hot sauces, that's what I keep my tolerance up with too. And I can let these sit, just checking, making sure there's not any mold growing on top. But I have it in a salt brine, and I'll let them sit. And then right now, in the harvest season, it's pretty difficult. It's very busy, and so when you get ferments, though, in the middle of winter, you can whip up a sauce and then keep your tolerance up. So those are really nice for that. Plus, the longer you let them set, the more funky they get with the fermentation. So, and it's just 3.5% salt brine. That's all it is, salt water. And yeah, Blake, you got to try warthog. They are amazing. The red ones I grew tasted so good. I'm serious. I wasn't able to try one tonight. The one I picked from the garden was moldy. Like, oh man, I cut it open and it's disappointing. And I don't have another one on hand I can grab. So, but yeah, if you can get your hands on one, I mean, I can send you one too if I have any that are still good. Floral taste, but not much. It had a good sweet pepper taste to it. You get sour notes from peppers. From the ferments, a little bit, yeah. Funky notes from after fermenting. I don't know how to describe that. It's just fermented vegetables. Yeah, just a little funk. I don't know, but super good. Yeah, you can tell when you have a fermented hot sauce. I wouldn't necessarily say sour notes. I usually add, in my ferments anyway, I usually add, for my fermented hot sauce, I usually add some vinegar to it, usually. So there's sourness from that. But yeah, there's probably a little bit, because what's happening is the lactobacteria bacillus. They're eating the sugars and stuff from the peppers or whatever vegetables you're fermenting. And so there's a little bit of sourness from that process. So, but nothing like a vinegar. And my eyes itch, but I probably got oils all over my hands. So. Well, again, thank you for 100 subscribers. It's been fun to do this. I put out a poll and I asked if you wanted me to do a garden gauntlet or do a live stream, and they kind of tied by the time the time limit came up. So I'm like, I'll just do the garden gauntlet as a live stream, and so it was kind of fun. If you want any seeds, seriously, email me. I can send them to you. Just shoot me your address. Don't mind doing that at all. So my email will be in my page description. I think it's like peppergardeneryt@gmail.com or something. So I set that up just for the YouTube land. So yeah, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It's been cool to do this summer, and look forward to what's ahead. And again, if you want any seeds, I don't isolate my seeds. So if you get seeds from me, you may have some crosses or surprises, but fun to grow anyway. So it was fun. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, this is all, about you and for you. So congratulations to you. So God bless, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Until then, keep it spicy.